When you watch TV, do you ever notice who's not on, who's not in the picture? Donald Trump is always in the picture. He's a mainstay on Sunday morning shows like Meet the Press and State of the Union. But this morning, with 9 days until New Yorkers head to the polls, he's missing. Trump's not calling in or showing up to any Sunday shows, nor did he pre-tape any interviews either. I went back and I checked the records, and this is the first time in 5 months that he's skipped the Sunday circuit. And it's not just TV either. Radio host Hugh Hewitt noticed Trump's absence from the news cycle yesterday. He tweeted this: "It's been 3 days without a major Trump story." And he's counting since the Wisconsin Trojan horse statement after the primary there. It's a little bit like a hitless game streak or quarters without touchdowns. Now, later today, Trump will be back on the campaign trail in upstate New York. Right now, the Empire State is in the political spotlight with 2 competitive primaries happening right in the media's backyard. So it's the New York media versus the candidates. And reporters, I think they're enjoying this. From Hillary Clinton, maybe struggling a little bit with the New York City Metro card, happens to all of us, to John Kasich's culinary faux pas, eating a slice with a fork and a knife, and Ted Cruz's unwelcome reception from the New York Daily News. You see it there on the cover as he made the rounds making matzah in Brooklyn. To talk about all this, joining me is the perfect panel of New York's brightest and smartest political junkies. Fred Dicker, a longtime columnist for the New York Post and a host of Talk 1300 AM in Albany. Brian Lehrer, the host of the Brian Lehrer Show here in New York on WNYC. And Bob Hart, the political director at Time Warner Cable News, New York 1. Good morning to all of you. Fred, what's your perspective on Trump's disappearing act? Why do you think he's avoiding interviews ahead of this New York primary?
Ryan, let me point out that he's dominating the news by not even being there. Maybe it's a strategy. Look, he is a master at that, but he's got real problems in New York. His campaign is disorganized, even though he's very strong, as you see in the New York polls, and he's got to make some key decisions now on spending money, and he's been notoriously parsimonious, at least up until now. He may be facing millions upon millions of dollars in super PAC money coming in against him. It's already being spent, as well as real money from Ted Cruz and maybe a little bit from John Kasich. So I think it's organizational difficulties, money problems, and maybe the cleverness of a guy who can dominate the news by not even being there.
Bob, one TV exec said to me this morning, listen, you can't make any mistakes if you don't take the field. Is that what Trump's doing right now?
Well, we did see him yesterday. He went down to the 9/11 museum, and like you pointed out, he's going to be...
But didn't take questions from reporters, right? He kind of ticked off the reporters who went with him who wanted to talk to him.
Right, but he still got that story. He still got that attention, and we're going to see it today going upstate to Rochester. Tomorrow, he's in the Albany area. I think he was taking a little bit of a breather, but I think he can't resist the siren call of the New York media, and I think we're going to hear him a lot over the next 9 or 10 days.
It might be a little bit of a Rose Garden strategy. New York is the only state where he may actually get a majority of the popular vote, over 50%, and he had such a bad week leading up to this weekend. He may figure, well, let me just lie low. Now, this hasn't been Trump's strategy. His strategy has been to keep amping it up every time you think he can't amp it up anymore. But he's got a new team in place to some degree, and maybe this is a smart thing for him right now.
And he has a big rally on Staten Island next weekend as well.
But you made the point that he may not have a rally here in Manhattan because of the idea that there'd be big protests. A pretty unusual situation for a man who lives on Fifth Avenue, maybe not able to have a rally here.
We have seen every candidate campaign in Manhattan, a presidential candidate, except for Donald Trump in Manhattan. And it is sort of bizarre, but I think that's part of it, is that there is a fear perhaps that you could have an Uber protest in the center of the city.
Fred, I hear you jumping in here.
I mean, can I offer an alternative theory on that? Donald Trump may not do that well in Manhattan. This is the New York primaries, 27 separate primaries involving congressional districts. A lot of people think John Kasich could wind up winning 1 or 2 congressional districts in Manhattan, so it may not be worth Trump's while to be there.
Yeah, I think Fred's right, and this pertains to both campaigns on the Democratic side, because this is congressional district by congressional district and county by county, the way they allocate the Democrats. Carl Palladino, who is sort of a low-rent version of Donald Trump in New York, actually got the Republican nomination for governor here in 2010, and that base is in the upstate counties of New York. It's very much like some of the, economically bombed out portions of the industrial Midwest. So that's really Trump country, and similar on the Democratic side for Bernie Sanders.
Let me ask one more question before we turn to the Democrats. Let me go to you on this, Fred, as a conservative talk radio host here in New York. Do you feel that there's the same kind of power for radio in New York as there was in Wisconsin? There was a lot of attention on Tuesday, Wednesday, saying that conservative radio hosts helped to stop Trump in Wisconsin and help Ted Cruz. Is there any kind of same effect here, or is there an equivalent to conservative talk radio in New York?
Not at all. New York is not a unified state the way many other states are. There are disparate groups in Western New York and Central New York, East and Northeastern New York, and of course New York City, which is dominated by a liberal media. So it's not the same. There's no one powerful, all-powerful radio talk show host or hosts that could really affect the outcome.